Hey, what's going on, guys? If you're a high-ticket affiliate marketer or a coach and you do Facebook organic marketing, need to check this video out. Today's video is all about how to find the best leads on Facebook as an organic marketer. And what you're about to view is a training I did in one of my paid groups. So I thought this is pretty valuable. I think you guys are going to get a ton of value from it if you actually implement what I'm teaching inside of this video. And I thought, well, it's probably going to be useful in other people's hands as well. So if you've been looking into Facebook organic marketing for a little while, or you're trying to get some traction, there's a couple of things that you need to know before you even get to the best lead part of the equation. And this video attempts to deal with that. So without further ado, let's roll into it, and leave a comment below if you got value out of this. Of course, feel free to subscribe if you're interested in staying up to date with everything I'm doing in my business. Anyway, roll the intro. I'll catch you guys right after this. G'day, how you doing, guys? Thank you very much for joining me. Just thought I'd put together a little bit of a live, help a couple of you guys out. So when it comes to, I guess, finding leads and all that type of stuff, this was off the back of a question I've posted in a group. You're more than welcome to continue posting your own questions if there's anything that you'd like to learn. Obviously, I'm not as active in this community. However, having said that, it is your community, right? This is a support group. So if there's anything that you'd like to learn, anything you'd like to uncover as far as building your online business goes, please feel free to use the thread. What would likely happen is I'll probably knock out one of these types of lives just when I get the chance. Just a little bit of free training to support you guys in your journey. So thank you very much, live user. How you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day. If you get the chance, there's like a little link just above here from StreamYard. It just allows me to see who this wonderful person is that is joining me. That would be lovely if you wouldn't mind giving that a wee tickle. Right, so I'm not going to wait for folks. This was completely unannounced, of course. So I'm just going to assume that there's going to be a couple of people that will probably hop on the replay or the live. And of course, if you do happen to jump on the live, just smash the heart button. Just helps get the message out to the rest of the folks in this community as well. All right, so the question was basically, I asked if anyone, what people are working on and what they'd like help with. And one of the questions came up, which was specifically prospecting potential leads. And so it's quite a broad place to start. And so I thought what I'd do is just give my little screen a tickle here, and I'll show you guys some stuff, right? So the thing to bear in mind, this is actually a common misconception. A lot of people assume that there are better leads and worse leads, and how to, the question obviously is how to get leads. And yes, in some respects, there are better leads. So for example, people need to be hungry, first and foremost. So I might actually write this down so you guys have a bit of an idea. Right, so a prospect or your audience needs to be hungry. And what do I mean by that? Basically, what I'm alluding to there is they need to have a strong desire to have their problem fixed, basically. So they need to be hungry. Next part about it is they need to have capacity. And what do I mean by that? Well, if, for argument's sake, I'm trying to sell a penthouse, and that penthouse is worth $1 million. Is it reasonable that I would be lining up at the local unemployment center looking for prospects to buy my $1 million penthouse? The answer is no, right? Do the people that you're trying to sell to have the financial capacity to invest in your program, offer, whatever it is, right? And that's not to say yet that you dismiss people. This is why this very workshop here is a low ticket item, because the idea being is that it helps people understand this business model for a pretty tiny investment, right? So these are the two things that you're looking for when it comes to people. And last but not least, they need to have a desire. And so although you might say that this is arguably the same as being hungry, it's actually slightly different, because what I'm meaning is if they are hungry, they know that they have a problem, right? And so they're hungry to get their problem solved. On the other side of that, is a desire to ingrain themselves further into what it is that you have, right? And what I mean by that is if you've got, say for example, a weight loss offer, just for argument's sake there, they might be, oh, weight loss and hungry, nice work. But so that they might have a need. In that case, they might know that for their health, they are desperate to lose weight. They know that it needs to happen. And if you've got a program and it's like $5,000 or whatever, helps them lose weight in very rapid succession, they also need to have an understanding of that. So maybe understanding is probably a better choice of words, but I'm going to use desire in this case. So they know that that's what they need to do, but they also need to be motivated and seeking that solution, right? So you need to have a desire for all that type of stuff. So these are the things to consider when you're going after it. Next one to consider, potential leads, is I'm not going to dive into absolutely everything, but take note of what I'm saying here, because even if you have this as just a surface level understanding, it's going to help you massively when it comes to going out and finding prospects. Right, so Eugene Schwartz made something famous. I don't know if he actually developed it in fairness, but he was a famous advertiser / copywriter back in the day. And he developed something called the states of awareness, or stages of awareness, however you want to view that. And so if you look at, and I'll just go do a better version of my funnel than that. So if we go like that, and we assume same as a funnel principle, right? We've got everything's funneling at the top, customers down there, blah, blah, blah. So up the top layer of this, you've got unaware. And basically, and this has changed a little bit these days as well. In fact, I think if you're talking to like Sir Russell Brunson and different people, they have state of awareness, but they treat it slightly different. But the original one, this is kind of how it is, right? So state of awareness. So unaware, and you just have to put up my childlike writing here. Damn it, unaware. Right. So that means from a learning perspective, they are in a state of, you call that unconscious incompetence. So they don't know that they don't know. So they don't even know they've got a problem. Unaware. Next, you've got, believe it or not, hang on, I always forget these ones. Unaware. All right, here, problem. So they are aware that they have a problem, right? So they know, okay, well, and if we use weight loss because it's an easy one. So they're unaware. They might go, like, at the moment, I'm a little bit chunkier than I need to be. So, but I'm aware of that. But if I wasn't aware and I just like, I thought these jeans used to fit me last, so that's a bit weird. Oh, okay, cool. So now I'm aware of the problem. And so in our space, if you're looking at the affiliate marketing, it would be basically someone, they might start up here and they might have a bit of a desire. Well, I want to make money. I want to make more money. So that's their thing, right? So they now know that they want more money. So therefore, they dip down into being problem aware. Okay. Next one underneath that is you've got, I'm not going to be able to write this in there, but I'll do it beside, solution aware. They are then aware that there is a solution for them. And so it means in our space that they realize after all the business models that are out there, e-commerce, agency, CPA marketing, Kindle, like FBA, Amazon FBA, whatever else is out there, that affiliate marketing is what they have settled on. So now they have ingrained themselves into this a little bit further, right? Then after that, you've got product aware. Product aware. So then they are on the verge of making a buying decision because they have eliminated everything else and they are aware that the product exists. So they've got the solution, like, yep, it's affiliate marketing, this is what I'm going to do. This is the thing of outweighed a whole, like weighed up a whole bunch of them. This is the thing I'm going to jump into, right? And then you've got, believe it or not, when they've actually purchased, they become most aware. Right. So that's kind of, that's the Eugene Schwartz framework of it. Unaware, problem aware, solution, product, most aware. Now, the reason why this is really important to understand is if you're trying to sell to someone and you're trying to sell an affiliate offer, like affiliate marketing in the IM space, and you're trying to sell that to someone who is unaware. Like they're happily going about their business. They work a 9 to 5. They're actually really content with, which I don't know where these people exist, to be honest. But anyway, they are quite happy within their job. They are unaware, and you're trying to say, hey, you should join this thing. It's freaking amazing. It's like so cool. Like you're going to love it. You're going to make a whole bunch of cash. Then there's a disconnect. Okay. Absolute disconnect. So then some of them might be aware that there's a problem. So again, going to be easier to sell to, because you're not saying, hey, you've got a problem, well, I've got a solution. Like you still need to indoctrinate them into, well, here's what affiliate marketing is. Here's why it's arguably better than some of the other business models. Here is digital versus physical products. Here is low ticket versus high ticket versus recurring. These are why these are good. This is why these are, potentially not good. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So then they of course, they become solution. Okay, well, affiliate marketing is the solution that I'm looking for. And then, of course, it's easier to sell to those people, right? And so this is what I see a lot of the time, is that people starting out, when they're looking for leads, they'll go and either find the people that are like completely unaware, have no idea whatsoever, or maybe problem aware. And so what happens, what do you think goes through those people's minds if you're targeting people that are problem aware? What happens is they have massive trust issues, because they're like, well, who's this person trying to help me with this stuff? So they need to be indoctrinated into that, right? They can't just kind of go, hey, how's it going? What, you want to make more money? Here, sign up to my thing. It's like $5,000. Okay, thanks. Here's some money. Like that's not going to happen, right? So, like I say, this whole framework has changed quite significantly in recent years, but it's still important to understand. It's still technically the same thing, except these days it's more like you're dealing with problem aware, so people know that they have a problem. They don't necessarily know what the solution is, and probably just get rid of that. So basically, these are the thing: problem, solution, product, right? And so therefore, if they know that they've got a problem, which could be quite simply that they know that they want to get involved in affiliate marketing, or they might know that the product or program that they are in doesn't suit them, doesn't serve their needs. And so therefore they know on the outside of that there's a solution. They don't necessarily know what it is at that stage, but they know that it's out there. Hopefully I'm making sense, right? So if you understand this in a basic premise, what it now allows you to do is to go into the third part of this. All right, so let me just get rid of all this. I should control all, my friend. Right. So now that we know all that stuff, here's the way to think about your journey, right? Wherever you are in your journey, if you're making $50K a month, if you're making $1,000 a month, if you're not making anything yet, doesn't matter. Still have to think about it this way. So I mean this with the utmost respect to everyone in this community, but what do you think the probability is if a 6-figure coach, 6-figure marketer, 7-figure, whatever, doesn't matter, if you're trying to sell to them? It's going to be pretty damn hard, right? Because what can you, as a brand newbie, offer to someone who's been doing this for years? Probably nothing. But this is something that I see as almost like a pandemic in our industry. So think about this little analogy that I like. You've got a ladder here. Everyone's trying to climb this ladder of success, right? So you've got, rung on the ladder, number 1, 2. It's going to be a funny looking ladder, but it's going to hold us up. That's what we need. Right, ladder. Okay? And so obviously we're all trying to climb up, every single one of us, trying to climb up the ladder. But the problem is, when it comes to the potential leads that you're dealing with and that you're going after, especially when it comes to Facebook organic marketing, is a lot of people, they are here, rung number 1 of the ladder, just discovered affiliate marketing, just got their amazing program, they think it's the best things in sliced bread, and they are accepting friend requests and they're trying to sell to people that are up here, that are making like 5K a month or 1K, or have been involved in their programs for however long. But what do you think the probability is between that? Very, very low. It's very hard to sell upwards, right? It's like me going to Russell Brunson and say, hey, tell you what, old Rusty, got this great funnel builder you might be interested in. Can I interest you in getting a free trial? He's going to say, psh, and then probably a whole bunch of other words as well, I would imagine. Hopefully you get my point, right? So then a lot of people, you're sitting there going, yeah, but I'm over here, man. I'm like on the ground floor. What am I, like, how do I get off the ground floor? And so think about who you can serve which is your avatar. Who can you serve? Who can you help, and how can you help these people out? Right? Avatar, like the little blue alien things. It's even made up a song specifically for this occasion. Right. So if you're here and you're like, okay, well, I need to start climbing. So it might be just a little bit of knowledge. For anyone that's gone through the workshop, you would know that in spite of things like that being on my wall, you don't actually need a funnel to get started. Please don't tell Russell I said that. I'm worried he's going to come down and smite me down and remove my plaque and my status, right? Please don't tell him. But you don't need one to start. Common misconception, common falsehood in our industry. So what does that tell you now? You've got some information that you can leverage. Because your Facebook funnel, your Facebook group, your Facebook page, your Facebook whatever is effectively your funnel, right? So now that's some new knowledge you might have. Might be something that is new to you. Guess what else you don't need? That's a common misconception. A website. You don't need a website to get started. Guess what else you don't need? You don't need to build a list. Yes, you can. There's an entire model dedicated to email list building, but you don't have to, right? And the reason why knowing these things is so powerful is because guess what is on the other side of that? There's a pain point on the other side of that. There's a pain point on the other side of thinking that you need a funnel, because I know from my own experience and from dealing with over 1,000 students now that a lot of people, they bury themselves in the technology. I personally hate all the tech stuff. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it bogs my mind. Like it's not productive. It's not income producing activities for me to be working on a funnel for like however long, right? And likewise with email marketing, yeah, you add it in or you can go down that path. But for what we're doing, there's a pain point attached to that, which is, again, gluing all the tech together. Why aren't I getting any opens? Why is no one clicking on my links? Why is no one selling, like buying through the stuff that I'm trying to sell? How do I tweak things? Normally what happens is people will spend so much time and energy creating a funnel and then gluing some autoresponder sequences to the back end of them, that the problem with that is that they're emotionally invested in it, and they don't see marketing as just a numbers game where you need to test things out. And so because of that emotional, like their ego is attached to that, they don't know how to fix it because they're not prepared to. Like, oh yeah, but I've been working hard, I just need better traffic, which again, it's a falsehood. You don't need better traffic. Right. So if you know a few of these things, right, that now means that you are at least, especially if you've got my workshop, which is badass, it should be worth a lot more than I'm charging, you're at least on the first rung of the ladder. So that means, going back to the avatar, the state of awareness, there are still people that you can help. And they might be involved in other things that are similar. So they might have an idea of what a solution is. They don't necessarily know that you have a solution. So, for example, they might be an affiliate marketer, but they are only selling physical products. They are only running an Amazon website, an Amazon review site, right? So there we go. Let's start with that one. Apparently, I can't spell today either. It's been an emotional day. I don't know why I'm grunting. I always grunt when I spell. It's my new thing. Just kidding. So physical products. Think about this for a second. Typing into Google, it says, hey, blah, blah, blah review. And you go down and it's like, 100 different websites. Amazon pays 2% for their products. 2%. How many thousands of products do you need to sell in order to make any decent income? Which means that you need so much traffic, right? There is some pain points attached to that. Imagine for these people, you say, hey, well, I've got digital products, instant delivery, massively, ridiculously high margins. You don't need to run ads. You don't need to wait for an algorithm to rank your content. You can actually just have a conversation with someone and see if you can help them out with something. Is that something of interest? Bang, right. So now you can help a whole bunch of people out. So hopefully this is all making sense here. And you just need to keep going, like recurring products versus high ticket, for example. Like it's a common misconception. People are like, I just want passive income, but it doesn't happen like that. The attrition rate on all those things is so high. You need to be actively selling all the time to maintain and keep ahead of the attrition rate, the kind of like the inflation effect of those products, right? And that's what no one understands. Right. So how do you attract good quality leads, right? So again, make sure that these people are below the ladder than you. And it's done in bulk, right? You're not going to go out there and go, oh, well, maybe they seem like someone that can help. You got to do it in bulk. You don't know. You need data points. You need to add people in bulk as friends if you're doing it on Facebook, organic. You need to add a whole bunch of people, start communicating with them, start putting out content that resonates with them. And especially if you understand what those pain points are and you've really dived into those, makes it a lot easier as well. Like, hey, are you tired of Facebook shutting down your ad account? You're tired of the low margins for e-commerce products? Are you tired of delivery issues and supply chain issues with Alibaba? You're tired of your site not converting? You're tired of finally, when you do find a winning product for your e-commerce store, by the time you start trying to scale it, there's 10 other stores that have copied exactly what you're doing. You're tired of all that? Well, I've got a solution for you. Build a personal brand, start selling your own digital products or affiliate products. Bang, there you go, easy. Right, so last thing I was going to say, I'm just going on a little drawing rant here, is this. The most important part of your business is at the top of the little mountain here. Some of you may have seen me draw this little thing before, mountain. And that is like, if you imagine that's like a little sun shining down the mountain. No, I'm kidding. That is, again, I can't really write that well, but that's O for offer. O for offer. So that your offer stands at the top of the mountain. And the reason being is that, and I don't mean just like, hey, here's what I'm promoting, here's my link. I mean, what's going to differentiate you between the 10 jillion other affiliates out there that are promoting the same stuff and going, hey, here's my link. Like, why would they buy from you versus anyone else? And there's a few things. One is, your personality, your brand, your credentials, your authority that you have, all that type of stuff. But over and above that is, or if not equal to authority, at least think about your offer. And so if we think about that, and the more time you can spend working on crafting your offer, the better it's going to be for your audience. Better it's going to allow you to get in front of the right people, and it's going to allow you to solve their problems better. Right, 3 really simple things you can do to create a really badass offer. And this is something we call an MVO, minimum viable offer. Right, let's go. Because it starts as minimal and you eventually create something better, right? So think of 3 things: support, incentives, and unpacking. All right, so these things here, if you're able to do all this stuff, and again, this is stuff that's in the workshop as well, but what support can you offer someone? If I am out there buying, and think about all the companies that do this as well, it's not just the online stuff, but all the companies. And of course, there's an element of you that's thinking, well, hang on a minute, what's the point of being an affiliate if I have to do all the customer support myself? But you're missing the point with this, right? Because if hypothetically you take this very little workshop that you're part of, which is amazing if you ask me, and admittedly, yes, it is my voice and my product, all that type of stuff, but you decide, you know what, I'm going to look after my buyers. I'm going to look after all the people that buy under me. I'm going to look after them as best as I can and just try and support them as best as I can. What ends up happening is the lifetime customer value goes way up massively, right? So instead of just being a singular transaction of was it $50, get 35, whatever it is, off the back end of it, instead of it being in isolation, it is highly, highly probable that you can sell other stuff to them. Hey, you're looking at building out any funnels. I happen to have a really good builder, and I think I'm just joining this. I've actually got a done for you funnel template. Here you go, bang. Now you've sold something else potentially. Hey, I'm actually getting into my coaching thing. I wondered if you'd like to be part of that. It's going to be a 6-week pathway to hitting your first $1,000 online. Do you want to be part of that? Sure, you've looked after me, blah, blah, blah. It's not always going to be the case. Loyalty doesn't really exist the way we would all like it to. But that's not the point. It's that you can extract so much more value out of individuals and have a tiny, tiny audience that feeds you massively. Like if you look at my audiences, I've got 3,700 people in my Facebook group, I've got 2,100 and something subscribers on my channel. I get hardly any views on my YouTube channel, so I kind of see that as a moot point at the moment. But that tiny little group and my tiny little list, which has just clicked past 700 people now, makes me hundreds of thousands of dollars per year. Like, it's insane to think of. And that is because a lot of those people have purchased stuff from me before. A lot of people will naturally just ascend to my coaching offers. And because I try to look after my buyers as best I can, right? So that's why you do it. You certainly do not have to, but it's also another way to elevate the perception of value really easily. You don't have to do anything for it. Add Voxer, or add some chat access, or a Slack channel, or whatever it is, right? Incentives, bonuses, call them what you will. Think about this. This is how to think about it. I should actually charge for this training. This is too good. Think about this as basically your the way to think about your bonuses. So I don't know if anyone follows a guy called Alex Formosi here, but you probably should. He's really cool. But he has something called the value equation, and it's basically this: the dream outcome by the it can be way better than that, can't it? By dream outcome by the perceived likelihood of achievement. So say perceived likelihood of achievement. So that is how that person, whether they can see themselves getting those results, right? So dream outcome being the better the outcome and the likelihood that they can actually achieve those results, right? If these are going up, this creates value. So these up, value, right? And on the other side, you've got time. In a perfect world, if we hand over our hard-earned credit card number or hard-earned cash, we would get results instantly, right? Straight away. On the other side is basically the sweat equity, how hard it is for the person to achieve those results. So I was going to say sweat. Hopefully it makes sense, right? So the sweat and exertion in order to actually achieve those results. And so if these are down, time is decreased, and the how hard it is to achieve something is decreased, then man, we've got something super, super valuable. Time, lower. Sweat and how hard it is, lower. Dream outcome, bigger. Likelihood of achievement, bigger, right? So, and the reason why this is really relevant is, I'm going to highlight this. Oh, look at that. How nice is that? What a lovely color. Right. Because the reason why understanding this is so powerful, it ties into absolutely everything you offer, like everything. But incentives, bonuses, if you think about what is going to make you want to jump onto something, a done-for-you script. You don't need to think, you just need to say the words. Done-for-you funnel templates. You don't need to do anything, you just need to plug and play, and it'll make you a whole bunch of cash. Done for you email sequences if you're writing emails. Done for you content. No one likes writing content. I love content, but a lot of people don't like it if they find it anxiety inducing. So these things there, what does all that stuff do? Done for you straight away. You don't have to work hard for it. It's going to take you hardly any time. You don't need to even learn anything. The perceived likelihood of achievement is going up because you just plug and play. And the dream outcome, which is a 7-figure script. Oh, I just need to say those words. That's not hard at all. Okay, I can do that. I can see myself doing that. It's a dream outcome, right? So this is why understanding this is very powerful, and why when you're adding bonuses and putting bonuses together, it's like I've got some of mine I have as courses, but you're better off avoiding those, to be honest. Things like checklists and done for yous and templates, all that type of stuff. And don't overthink it as well. If you're brand new, you're thinking, well, what do I have? Record something that I've told you today. You don't need funnel to get started. Here's why. High ticket versus low ticket. Here's the economics behind that lifetime customer value. This is why you do that, right? Now you've got those two things. You can go do a 5-minute video on each, right? Now you've got two individual trainings that both have a high perceived value. And then you can do that with data like that, right? Right, last but not least, I'm going to change the highlighter cover because you want to make something look really fancy. I do all my own artwork as well, by the way. If you're ever interested, just hit me up. I can get a little commission for you to go through that. Right, so unpacking. What does this mean? This is something that I learned from my friend and mentor, Jacob Harrison. It is something that I think is really, really powerful. So let's say, for argument's sake, we get rid of all this stuff over here. say for argument's sake that before you even see the sales page or something, you now are aware that there is going to be a bonus training, let's say bonus training, on how to extract cash flow from an audience of any size, right? And that's just included as part of the program. So all you've done is taken that and you've highlighted that. That is extremely valuable. It could be that module 4 of this particular training covers a secret process that finds buyers in the trees or something like that, right? Like it's just secret tree buyer hack. But now, guess what? If you highlight that before they even see any of the sales material, it's elevated that perception of value straight away. Hopefully you're getting this, right? Could be something else. What else do we have there? Could be, and by the way, you want to make sure that it is benefit versus feature. Benefit is how it's going to help them out. The feature is like, hey, 55 modules and each one is an hour and a half each. That's like, no one gives a shit about that, right? Like most people don't care about how long the program is. They just want the results from the program. And so therefore you unpack what else it can do. Maybe there's like, they even have their own bonuses. So maybe you can add those in there. It could be like some sort of tool. Module 8 covers the little known tools usually held secret by 7-figure marketers, but now it's all yours. Total value, $9.97. Right. So you're probably wondering, why is any of this related to good leads? Because I can assure you, if you spend a disproportionate amount of time creating something to present to people to elevate the perception of value, or conversion rate percentage is going to go up massively, meaning that you're going to understand that the value is actually in the offer itself. It's not like best leads. As long as you have those initial things, an understanding of those, this is where rubber hits the road, whatever that saying is. Anyway, all that being said, I'm Dunsky. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much for joining me. Smash the comments, smash the heart button, and let's get this out to a few more people. I think it's a good one. Anyway, thanks very much for joining, guys. I'll see you in the next one.